Hey, you guys, it's Anne-Marie and the bees. Happy Throat Punch Thursday. I hope everybody is having an absolutely amazing week. But just don't go in my ear. I'm not afraid of you because I know you think I'm a flower. Don't poke me. Oh, I hope everybody's having a great week. It's my Friday, thank God. Thank you, Spirit. And I've just been kind of crying a lot, walking in the woods, the usual. I'm not trying to swat you, but this bee has just been buzzing around me, which is fine. Anyway, why don't we pull some cards and get some messages of clarity? I was really speaking to Spirit, my ancestors. And I said this in my last video, but I was walking like I was damn near Forrest Gump. I just couldn't stop. Okay, ancestors, high vibrating ancestors, spirit guides, divine beings, a source of light energy that are for our highest and greatest good for all. Can we please get some messages of clarity for those who like it, please, Spirit? Thank you. Number 11, spirits in the house. Are we done with this deck? Okay. Okay, number 11, the judge, poetic justice, and, hold on, sorry, please say I left, okay, good, I got a pair of glasses, I have 5 pairs in there, okay, good. I wanted to see the scale here. The scale was tipping, just slightly, not much, but there's a sun and the moon in this scale. Poetic justice. Number 25, which would be 7, mother of fire. Shine and rise. There's a black cat in here. There are multiple babies, 2 babies being breastfed. And the babies at the bottom are holding eggs. So there's a lot here about birth, rebirth, starting something new. Something that you thought was dead, something that, or you thought was a silly idea, or some type of justice that you were seeking that you thought you never were going to get. It's going to be so beautifully done that it's going to be poetic. And that's what Spirit wants you to know, that when this poetic justice comes, when you finally get the justice you've been seeking, first of all, don't throw it in anybody's faces. Because I always have this conversation with Spirit, like, I just want to do one time when I finally get my justice, I want to say, I told you so, just one time and I'll be done. Try to barter there. But when this justice comes in for you, Spirit is saying that it's in that moment, soon after that moment, it's time for you to rise and shine. It's time for you to leave the injustices behind. When you finally get the poetic justice that you're seeking, whatever that looks like for you, that will be your time to close that wound and really step into your power and move forward in your life. Now, if you're using the injustices as part of your story, Spirit is saying that that's why it's important for you to heal a lot of those parts of the injustices, because a lot of people don't talk about the trauma of that a lot of us have experienced, whether it's in family, friends, community, jobs, employment, or whatever it is. The injustices that we have experienced, especially in spiritual communities, what Spirit is saying. So Spirit is saying it's important, when this poetic justice comes in, that you to heal these wounds so you can finally move forward. So also, as a side note, Spirit is saying for some of you, the justice will come when you heal the wound. It's like you have to heal that wound first for the justice to come in. And it's because when you heal that wound of injustice, and Spirit saying a lot of you, it's been in many areas of your life, so it's easier said than done. It's not saying that you're perfect and that you're all happy-go-lucky and Pollyannish and that you don't feel shit and that you're denying it, you're just all love and light. It's not about that, okay? But when you're able to heal some of the big injustice wounds, the injustice of not being heard, not being seen, not being believed, things like that, when you heal that and no longer seek those things outside of yourself, that's when this justice comes in. And that's when you'll truly be able to rise and shine in your power. What is and for everybody it's different, what is the lesson that you are supposed to learn when it comes to the injustices in your life. We're not talking about, I hope this is making sense. We're not talking about projecting out to, well, A, B, and C did this to me, and they did this to me, and they did that to me. It's what have you internally learned about yourself during this process of the injustices? How have you came into your power more? How have you developed your relationship more, whatever your higher power is? How have you metamorphosized and changed into this divine, powerful being because of the injustices? Meaning, I'm not trying to be Pollyanna, but the positive aspects of these injustices. How has it made you a stronger warrior? How has it helped you tap into your intuition more, where you say yes to yourself more and no to others or things that no longer serve you? So look at those positive aspects of it and heal those injustice wounds, because those, for some people, these injustice wounds need to be healed in order for the justice to come through, so you can rise and shine to something greater that's supposed to be on your path, that is on your path. And it's just a matter of time. So I'm not saying you rush through healing, but we also don't want to stay in a space of where we feel victim to what people have done to us. And there's a fine line between having a victim mentality. A lot of people think that if they identify as a victim, that means they have a victim mentality. That's not what it is. In my opinion, what Spirit has given me, the victim mentality is people who use what's happened to them as a weapon to get stuff and manipulate people. That they stay stuck in that mentality of poor me. It's not saying that you never identify as a victim. You never talk about the things that have occurred in your life, because through talking about that stuff, we help the next person heal if that's part of your path, speaking your truth. Not everybody that's part of their path, and that's okay. So you'll know if this is for you. So there's a lot of eggs. I also heard don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's balancing your shadow and your light side out. It's balancing Mr. Sun and Mrs. Moon out together. Balancing those energies. The sun gives us the energies. The moon can help us with our psychic development. Do your research, and especially for depending on what sign you are. If you're into astrology, it's really important to understand your sun and moon sign too, to see how you can access the energies of the moon and the sun to help you heal these injustice wounds. And then back to not putting all your eggs in one basket, meaning not subscribing to one modality of healing. There are multiple ways to heal, and sometimes we outgrow certain healing modalities, certain programming. Here's an example, and I'll just use a personal example from me. For the first couple years of my recovery, I was all, well, it was CA, Cocaine Anonymous. But it was, that's just because they accepted everybody. I was a narcotics abuser. I liked pain pills. They gave me uppity. But anyway, but I followed the AA tradition, NA. I didn't really care for NA as much just because... Oh, well, it doesn't matter. But anyway, but I stuck to the program of CA, which they're all the same. It's still sub-cliques, whatever. And I stayed in the middle boat, and I did everything that recovery told me. But when it came to spirituality, the recovery box didn't help me. Because all those people said I was crazy. And all those people wanted to put me on medications, when here we are. I'm a divine instant being with a lot of gifts. And so, for me... that healing modality served its purpose for my foundation, but I needed to seek other ways of healing modalities to heal certain wounds in me, because the ones I've been using, the tools didn't fit what I needed. It's like having I know tools and stuff, so I don't know why all of a sudden I'm forgetting, but different bolt sizes or different lug wrenches, or it's like you're trying to use an 8 when you need a 6, or something like that, right? And so Spirit is saying also, not putting all your eggs in one basket, meaning sometimes you need to try different ways to heal. Sometimes we need sound healing. Sometimes, for me, right now in my life, what it's been for the last couple years, and it just gets better and better, is healing with nature. That's why I bought the book about it, and that's why I study it, I embody it, because for me, nature has been a true healing power for things. Now, it's not the main healing modality for everything, right? When I'm dealing with certain traumatic wounds, or when I'm dealing with my shadow side, I will watch videos, because I can't afford her, or a verse, to